Type 2 diabetes used to be called, many decades ago, late onset diabetes because it was a diabetes that was associated with old age. You get it later on in life because as you become more sedentary and overweight, you're more likely to get late onset diabetes. But now people are getting it so early, they just now call it type 2 diabetes. Because of today's lifestyle, we're so sedentary, people are getting very overweight, we're getting type 2 diabetes at a very young age. Even teenagers are getting it now, which is a major challenge. Now, type 1 diabetes is more genetic, where you have a dysfunctional pancreas and your role of insulin is not working so well to get glucose from the blood into the cells of the body as glycogen. So that's a genetic challenge. But now type 2 is more environmental changes or environmental reasons. It means you have a sedentary lifestyle, you're unhealthy, and now obesity being a big significant challenge in lifestyle today, we now have diabetes. Now, being overweight contributes to type 2 diabetes in a very significant way, because somehow being overweight decreases the sensitivity of insulin that gets the glucose from the blood into the cells, which leaves you with high glucose levels or high blood sugar levels. Now, the challenge with that is that the glucose molecule is a very large molecule, where say a fat molecule is small. Because a glucose molecule is large, it can, and you have lots of these large molecules floating around the bloodstream, they can cause a large deterioration of the inner lining of the blood vessels. That deterioration in the smaller blood vessels, the capillaries and the smaller vessels, eventually over time destroys those blood vessels. Now, the muscle or the tissue that those blood vessels supply oxygen and nutrition to now is starved of oxygen nutrition, and that tissue starts to die. Now, that tissue could be particularly in the peripheral parts of the body, such as the feet and of the organs and the eyes, because you've got small capillaries. So therefore, some of the side effects of type 2 diabetes is blindness, dead tissue on the feet, eventually amputation, organ dysfunction and organ breakdown. So diabetes, type 2 diabetes, is a very silent killer, and it's very, very dangerous. And it can very much be associated to poor lifestyle and particularly being overweight. So there's a good understanding of why it actually causes those symptoms and those challenges, because of those large blood glucose levels. Because if you had as many glucose molecules as you had fat molecules in the body, it would be the size of an elephant, because they're large, so we can't carry that many of them. But if we carry too many in the bloodstream, then it's going to cause some significant damage to those blood vessels. I guess it's like roads. If you look at the roads that in your city as the blood vessels, so you have these little small streets and you have these big semi-trailers going up and down constantly. The big semi-trailers are like the glucose molecules. They're not supposed to be too many of them on the roads, because they will cause a lot of deterioration and wear down and breakdown of the road. So the glucose molecules are like semi-trailers, where the fat molecules are like little cars. So you don't want too many semi-trailers floating around the bloodstream, because it's going to cause a fair bit of damage, and that is no cow poo.